Stephanie, nurse practitioner student. I'll be doing your assessment today.
Okay.
It's focused on the neurological system.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to wash my hands over here. Okay. So we're going to start with testing cranial nerve 1, the olfactory nerve. So what I want you to do is close your eyes and occlude one nostril, and I'm going to bring a substance to you, and please tell me what you think it is.
Okay.
So close your eyes and shut one of the nostrils, okay? Okay, and sniff. All right, do you know what that is?
An orange?
Yeah, good.
Good.
All right, and do the same thing with the other nose, the other nostril. Good. Good. All right, great. So that was good. We're going to move on to test cranial nerve 2, the optic nerve. I'll bring the Snellen eye chart over here. What I'm going to have you do is shut one eye and then put this about 14 inches from you and read the lowest line that you can.
937,826.
Good. All right. And cover the other eye. And I'm going to have you do the same thing, but read that line backwards.
628739.
Good. Excellent. So continuing to test cranial nerve 2, the optic nerve, we're going to do a test of confrontation, okay? So what I'm going to have you do is cover one eye with this opaque sheet. So cover one eye, and I'm going to use the same one. And tell me when you see my finger come into your visual field, okay?
Now.
Good.
Now.
Good.
Now.
Good.
Now.
Good. And then we'll do the same thing with the other eye.
Now.
Good.
Now.
Good.
Now.
Good. And
Now.
good. Excellent. Okay. So moving on to test your extraocular eye movements with cranial nerve 3, the oculomotor nerve, cranial nerve 4, the trochlear nerve, and cranial nerve 6, the abducens nerve. What I'm going to have you do is basically follow my hand, okay? So laterally to the left, okay, and then laterally to the right, okay, and up, and then down, okay? And to your left, and up, and down, and to your right, and up, and down. Good. I'm going to also test cranial nerve 2 and 3, the optic and ocular motor nerve, but first to test your pupillary response to light, direct and consensual reflex, and as well as accommodation. So first I have to dim the lights. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to use my pen light. I'm going to have you look in the distance while I look into your pupils, okay? Okay, good. And then the other one. Good. So I see direct and consensual reflex, okay? Constriction of your pupils. Now, to test accommodation, I want you to look in the distance and watch my finger as it comes closer to you, all right? And now look at my finger. Good. So pupils constrict equally and looks good. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to test cranial nerve 5, the trigeminal nerve, to test your muscles of mastication, which is the motor function. So if you could just clench your teeth, okay, and then open your jaw against my resistance, good. And to further test the sensation aspect of cranial nerve 5, I'm going to use sharp and a dull substance on your face. I want you to close your eyes and tell me if you feel dull or sharp. Dull? Sharp? Dull? Sharp? Dull? Dull? Sharp. Okay, good. So moving on to test cranial nerve 7, the facial nerve, and cranial nerve 12, the hypoglossal nerve, to test the movement of your face and tongue. What I want you to do is squeeze your eyes shut, okay, and wrinkle your forehead, frown, smile, puff out your cheeks, and stick out your tongue. Good, so everything looks equal bilaterally there. So now I'm going to test the acoustic nerve, cranial nerve 8, so just to test your hearing. So what I want you to do is occlude one of your, the tragus there, so I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to whisper a number and tell me what you hear. 2, 4, 6. Good. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side, so occlude the head. Okay. 1, 5, 7. Good. So moving on to test cranial nerve 9, which is the glossopharyngeal nerve, cranial nerve 10, which is the vagus nerve and cranial nerve 12, which is the hypoglossal nerve. I'm going to inspect your mouth a little bit closer. So if you could open your mouth to test for phonation and swallowing. If you could open your mouth and say ah. Okay. And then if you could say light, tight, and dynamite.
Light, tight, dynamite.
Okay. And then if you could just swallow this water. Any problems?
No.
Any pain?
No.
Okay, good. Everything looks good. And looking into your mouth a little bit further. Okay, so uvula is midline, and I see the posterior pharynx, the interior posterior pillars, and tonsils about 1+ bilaterally. So that looks good too. Now the last cranial nerve that I'm going to test is cranial nerve 11, which is the spinal nerve to test the trapezius muscles and sternomastoid muscles. So I want you to lift your shoulders against my resistance. Good. And then actually I'll stand here. I want you to turn your head to the right. And against my resistance, go midline, and same on the other side. Against my resistance, go midline. Good. So everything looks good.
Okay.
You're in good health.
Good.
All right, so I'm going to start now testing between dull and light sensation on your lower arms.
Okay.
Dull and sharp sensation on your lower arms. So close your eyes for me, and I'm going to just kind of lift the sleeves up. That would probably be a good thing to do first. Okay, close your eyes and tell me if you feel dull or sharp.
Dull. 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 Sharp. 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 Sharp.
Good. And then with the lower extremities too, can I see your legs? Okay.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to put something.
That's okay. Close your eyes. Sharp. 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 Dull. Sharp. I'll take your sock off to make it
Okay.
easier. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Close your eyes. Sharp. Sharp. Dull. Sharp. 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 Good. Excellent. Okay. Now I'm going to test the vibratory response. Just tell me when you feel the vibrations begin and end, and I'm going to start with the wrists.
Okay. Begin
When it ends,
and end. Okay.
and the other one too.
Begin and end.
Good. Okay. All right, and then the ankles.
And
Okay.
and end.
Okay. And the great toe.
End. End.
Okay, good. Excellent. All right. So now I'm going to test stereognosis. So if you close your eyes, I'm going to put a substance in your hand, and please tell me if you can recognize it. We'll start with this hand.
The comb.
Yep, good. And then keep your eyes closed, and I'm going to put something else in your hand, the other hand.
A pen.
Good. All right. And then to test graphesthesia, I'm just going to trace a number into each hand. If you close your eyes, tell me what number you think it is. 3. Good. And then the other hand.
4.
Good. Excellent. So you passed that.
Okay.
Now moving on, I'm going to test fine motor skills of the upper extremities, okay? So what I want you to do is put your finger to your nose, and then switch fingers, and then come out here and do the same thing to your nose with both fingers and get faster as you're doing it. Good. Excellent. Now I'm going to have you do the same thing with your eyes shut.
Okay.
Okay, good. And looking at me, touch your nose to my finger, as I move it. Okay? Good. And with the other finger. Okay? Good. And now I'm going to have you touch each finger to your thumb in one direction and then do it the opposite direction. Good. And then last but not least, put your hands on your knees, lift it up, flip directions, and then get faster as you're doing it. Good. Perfect. Equally bilaterally. Now I'm going to test the fine motor skills of your lower extremities. So if you could lay down over here on the couch for me. All right. So I'm going to have you put your heel by your knee and run it down to your ankle. And same with the other leg. Good. And now as I move your big toe, tell me if it's moving towards you or away from you with your eyes shut.
Towards me. Away. Away. Towards.
Okay. And if you could tap your foot on the couch, 1 foot at a time. Tap with the right, then the left. Okay, and then tap your feet together. Good, excellent. So that looks good. You can have another seat up here. Okay, so now I'm going to test deep tendon reflexes. Okay, so I'm going to start with the brachioradialis. Okay. Whoop. Just have you relax. Hold your thumb here just to relax it.
Okay.
Okay. Good. And then brachial. Good. And then triceps. Just relax. Good. And same with the other side. Okay. Good. Okay. And then the triceps. Good. And then the lower extremities, I'll have you uncross your legs and hold your hands together. Check the knee. Good. Oh. And then the Achilles, the ankle. I'm going to have you kind of move your knee, externally rotate it like that. Okay. Oh, sorry. Good. And same with this one, and externally rotate. Okay. Good. Excellent. And then if you were a baby, I would test the Babinski sign, and what I would do is feel laterally up the foot on the outside to the balls of the feet, and I would see fanning of your toes. And that would be a positive Babinski sign. Okay, moving on, I'm going to have you stand up, and I'm going to test for proprioception with the Romberg test. I want you to close your eyes and stand in position for 20 seconds. Great. And now I'm going to test for pronator drift, and I'm going to have you close your eyes and lift your hands all the way up and leave it like that for a good 10 to 20 seconds. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to have you, what I'm going to have you do is walk on your toes towards me, okay, and then your heels back to the chair, okay, and then can you walk towards me heel to toe? Good. Excellent. And now I'm going to have you stand on one foot, all right, and then the other foot, and then can you hop on one foot and hop on the other foot? All right, good. And can you do a deep knee bend on one foot? Okay. And then the other foot. Good. Excellent. Well, you did great. You passed with flying colors, and good luck.
Good to see
I'll
you.
see you next time. Okay.
Thanks.